for Wednesday, February 9th. Oh. Hi, everybody. This is our special meeting of council for Wednesday, February 19th, 2025. We got this started a little late. It's 12:04 p.m. I don't usually do the introductory remarks and land acknowledgement on special meeting council. Do I? Because I don't have them with me, and that's item 2 on the agenda.
We had started with the land acknowledgement. However, if you don't have it, then we can.
Yeah, I should probably. I usually have a copy in my drawer, and honest to goodness, I should have it memorized by now, but I don't. Just let me see if I have. It's not immediately obvious to me. Nope. Well, suffice to say, I'll do the abridged one that we certainly do acknowledge we're on land that's traditional territory of the Huron-Wendat, and also to the Métis. And this is the abridged one, and I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody, but I do want to acknowledge that we are on land that is steeped in tradition and historically the homelands to many of the Indigenous that occupy and have occupied our community. So there it is. Declarations of conflict of interest. Any council, it's a pretty light agenda. Any declarations? If one appears, just throw your hand up, interrupt whoever's speaking and let us know. So I have a motion for approval of the agenda moved by Councillor Patel, seconded by Councillor McDonald. Is Councillor McDonald here? I don't see everybody on my screen. No? Okay. So we'll swap that over to.
Yes, I am.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
I just saw a head shaking.
It's too bad I was showing you the view that I have to put up with here.
Oh man, let me get to the go gallery view, then I'll see you all. There, now I can see you all. So moved by Councillor Patel, seconded by Councillor Patel on here. Oh yeah, there. I thought I could see everybody. Seconded by Councillor McDonald. The contents of special meeting of council agenda February 19th, 2025 be approved. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. And next, moved by Councillor Meredith, seconded by Councillor Ball. That's that. Nope, that's not yet. We got the agenda. We just approved the contents of the agenda. I'm sorry. I literally just came off a health board meeting, so I'm still swimming from the last meeting I was in. So we are now at section 5, reports, CSR 2025-21, revised housing water enabling water systems fund agreement. And Andre, I think this is your section. Take it away.
Thank you. Actually, I'll pass it over to Mitch as he has more of the details and the requirements around it, as opposed to the project detail.
Sure. Thanks, Andre. Yeah, so this is very similar to what we did at the end of budget, where you passed a bylaw and approved the funding agreement for the town, for our portion of the HUSIV fund, for the upgrades to our water and wastewater systems. And then that's where I kind of gave the information to council that we had just been granted additional funding in our joint collaboration efforts with the Township of Tiny. So this is exactly the same thing that we just did, but now recognizing the new funding increase for the scope enhancement from the Ministry of Infrastructure to include additional upgrades at our wastewater plant for Tiny's to free up capacity to accept septage from Tiny. So really, it's as simple as that. It's adding that extra just under $5 million total to the total overall value. I believe it's 3.6-ish, which is being funded from the ministry, and the remaining funded from municipal partners. So it's really as simple as that. Time is of the essence of this, considering the provincial election coming up. So we're really here. We need to get this moving through, and certain things signed off and approved at the ministry prior to the election to make sure that we solidify all of this funding. So at this time, we don't have any agreements in place specifically with Tiny. However, we're working together collaboratively to formalize anything that needs to be formalized with them to protect both us and Tiny going forward. But those aren't done at this time. But this is step one, and then those will come at a later date. And I imagine anything that happens there will be back in council to seek approval on that.
Thanks, Mitch. My big question is, if for some reason Tiny chooses not to pay their 27%, is this project something that is worthy of Midland paying that value and having added on, or do we just abandon it and give the money back to the province and not do an upgrade?
Well, I guess that's one of those things that we hope to overcome in the next coming weeks here with Tiny to figure that out. Ultimately, I think this is probably something that you would see us push to fund ourselves to keep this going. This could be seen as a good thing, especially with the funding. So I don't really want to totally, I guess, commit ourselves to anything at this point. Obviously, we want to work with Tiny, but at the same time, we want to be fiscally as responsible as possible and consider our assets and whatnot, and we'll commit to doing that.
Okay, and I'm not getting any signals that they wouldn't per se. I just want to make sure that, you know, when I sign this and bind the town that, you know, we're not, like, there's a way out for us, an escape clause for that extra piece if for some reason we can't carry the debt or can't get it, just because we've done this bolt on to our
Yeah.
initial ask that we're covered.
The way the TBA is written, there is no requirement for us to have a special agreement with Tiny. So from the Ministry of Infrastructure perspective, there would be nothing that would stop us from doing it ourselves if we wanted to.
Perfect. Council, any other questions about this? Oh, Councilor Meredith.
No, that was basically my question's been answered there. I just wondered if that funding was reliant on Tiny coming aboard. So basically, you're saying even if they don't come aboard, we still get the funding and we still do the upgrades.
Correct. We would have the option to do so. Yes.
Great. Thank you.
All right, well, there we go. So motion moved by Councilor Meredith, seconded by Councilor Ball, that staff report CSR 2025-21, the revised Housing Enabling Water System Fund Agreement dated February 19, 2025 be received, and the council give consideration to bylaw 2025-10, being a bylaw that authorizes entering into the municipal funding agreement under the Housing Enabling Water Systems Fund, and repeal bylaw 2025-4. That'll be happening later in the meeting in a couple minutes. So all those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. All right, moving right into bylaws. Bylaw 2025-10. This is the aforementioned bylaw to authorize, I'll just read it, moved by Deputy Mayor Prost, seconded by Councillor Major, that bylaw 2025-10, being a bylaw to authorize the signing of municipal funding agreement for the transfer of funds under the Housing Enabling Water Systems Fund, the HUSIF, effective April 1st, 2023, and to effective April 1st, 2023? Is that the right? Oh, yeah, okay. And to repeal bylaw 2025-4 be passed and enacted. So this is just formalizing what we just discussed. Council, all those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. And moved by Councillor Major, seconded by Councillor Prost, that bylaw 2025-11, being a bylaw to adopt the proceedings of this special meeting of council held February 19, 2025 be passed and enacted. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And last but not least, moved by Councillor Bald, seconded by Councillor East, the special meeting of council adjourn at 12:13 p.m. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. All right, we are adjourned.
Awesome.
All right, thanks everybody.